I remember when Ayrton went out on a qualifying lap at every track, everybody stopped to look. Even the other drivers used to do it. And especially at Monaco, because you knew it was going to be magical.
Someone like Ayrton Senna that had that uncanny quality to extract so much speed out of whatever car he's driving, that he managed to have pole position so many times here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we knew that he was going to put 150%.
Yes.
And, you know, he was going to put the cream in the cake, and the cake was going to be good.
Remember in 1988 here, Joe, after Ayrton got pole so convincingly, near the end of the session, I think, by a fair amount, Ayrton kept going faster and faster.
It already was about a second and a bit quicker, and he wanted to do another lap. And Ron didn't want it. He didn't want to risk a car. He said, oh, please, let me. I want to test it. I just want to do it for me.
And then he did it in successive laps. He kept going. And at Monaco, where you measure the time by 1/1000th of a second, I think he finished up by being a second and a half faster than his teammate in an identical car.
Alain and I were looking at the timesheets at the other end of the track,
Yeah.
and I could see Ayrton sitting there, listening to what we were saying. And he said to me, he's fucking quick.
Yes.
Look at Ayrton. And Ayrton is sitting there with a big smile, and he winked to me. Oh, I believe Ayrton's spoken to you.
Well, he did. He did. It
about
took him 2 years to talk about it because he had what he called an out-of-body experience, where he was divorced totally from what was going on in the car. He was possessed. But then the next day, I mean, he was on pole for the race, and he was leading.
Yeah, well, the main problem there that at the start, Alain Prost, he missed second gear. But Ayrton Senna had an absolutely obsession about Prost. So the minute Senna saw in the board Prost second, gaining on him, and then Senna improved his pace.
Yeah.
Ron was on the phone in the walkie-talkie again. Slow down, he's not going to pass you. The next time he knew, he touched the inside of Portier, and he went opposite to the other side into the barriers.
Yes.
And that was that.
I remember as a journalist waiting for him after the race to find out what went wrong, but he didn't show up.
Well, I could only imagine that it was in his apartment. So I called the apartment, and then eventually I had Ayrton in the phone. And we were talking in Portuguese, and he said, I must be the biggest idiot in the world. You know, he was a perfectionist. He hated when the team made mistakes and tolerate his mistakes even less. So that whole year was such a magic. I felt privileged to have been working with a team that have reached such a perfection. We won 15 out of 16 races.
It was a McLaren domination of the season. In a way, they epitomized what Ron always said, we're in this business to win. Ayrton Senna really brought that to life.